Hey folks, I'm Mike. This is KEI Fabrication. 2.5 years ago, we pulled what was left of this vintage open wheel NASCAR modified out of the woods, and we've begun the resurrection process. Here we are 45 years later, and this car is extremely close to returning to the track. These videos are an attempt to share the story of how the families that campaigned this car were impacted, as well as the restoration process. I hope you like this stuff. Follow along, like, share, and subscribe, and go on the journey with us. Alright, in case you folks are wondering, am I going to leave this front portion flexible, you know, bolted just to the 20 gauge firewall. Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna make some 1x1 square tube to go down to grab this oversized plate. This is 3/16 thick plate, and I'm gonna do one on either side. So when you push on the brake pedal, it's gonna try to rotate this up. I've got the reinforcement happening with the 1x1 square tube going to go down and get welded to this plate, one on each side, so it'll really be rigid. I also wanted to make this whole clutch pedal assembly removable in terms of, I didn't want it so it captured the firewall, because I have to pull the body off the frame to do the final welding on the back side of a lot of the tubes, and also to do some painting. So I need this removable, even if it's only for the short term. So it took me a while to kind of figure out how to make this work. So this will allow me, with just unbolting the master cylinder and the other 2 bolts from the firewall, these 2 bolts, maintenance and otherwise, it'd be important to be able to remove and work on those anyway. So that's what we're trying to do. Make one more just like it. All right, now we'll weld it up. Good job. Good job. Wah! Alright folks, I finally got the gas pedal, the clutch pedal, and the brake pedal all together. I've got bracketry like I showed you, the 1x1 3/16 plate, and then the firewall is actually sandwiched between the master cylinder and that 3/16 plate. The gas pedal has a angle iron reinforcement and a 3/16 plate. You saw me put my foot on it and push on it. It's super rigid, so it's not going to be a flexible flyer. I'm very happy with the pedal configuration. It's comfortable, and I've got the free play set. You know, all that stuff is working great. So, and I've got adjustment left in both. So this gas pedal really put me through the ringer. Mostly because I bought what was supposed to be, you know, a firewall hung, ready to use kind of thing. It ended up being more of a problem and required several modifications to get it to do what I needed it to do. However, it is done. I like the toe clip feature of this. That's why I bought it. I like the firewall mount. I just had to do a tremendous amount of modifying to get the linkage to line up with the carburetor, so it's not in any bind, and it won't ever be in any bind. So anyway, cross these off the list. Now we got to run some brake lines, get the wheel cylinders and the shoes on the four corners of the car, and we need to get brakes. So that's a majority of a wrap on the controls. We've got steering, we've got a clutch pedal, we've got a brake pedal, we've got a gas pedal. They're all connected, as well as the shifter. So I did get my seat belts, and I'm going to do, or start to do, the install of those. And hopefully that won't be as big of an ordeal as some of the other things that I've had to deal with. But it's kicking my butt, but I'm glad we're over this hurdle. So years ago, throttle sticking on modifieds was a big problem, and a lot of it was because this end of the carburetor linkage was go up. It would bind against the air cleaner lid, or the lower part of the air cleaner, and then it would snap beyond it, and when they let go it would get stuck on the air cleaner lid, and it would hold the throttle mostly wide open. So that's why I went way low with the linkage. There's plenty of room for clearance under there. So I'm really happy with it. Remember, if you can't be good, be spectacular. Alright folks, that's going to be it for this one. If you're still with me, obviously you like this sort of thing. Thank you so much for following along with the rebuilding and restoration of the old number 7, otherwise known as the B&J Special. Thanks again. Hit that like button for me, would you please?